that camera out of my face. Get that corn out of my face.
Are you vlogging? Tell a story.
Good morning. Today is gray and rainy and it's only in the 30s. Unfortunately, we have a work order that has to be done by today, so here we go out into the rain to get things done. You can see that it is rainy. Souvenirs from today's leaf cleanup. The first, a little SpongeBob. Second, a little tractor. How cute. And you can see the whole bed is full of leaves. But it wasn't that bad, and it's done. And actually the weather cooperated pretty well. It didn't really rain. It's definitely cloudy and dreary still. But overall it went just fine, so now we're done. Rainy and foggy today. The mountains are definitely hiding behind the clouds. It's the last day of the month, which means it's time to have a planning session for next month. It may be time for a planning session, but there are a couple things that have to happen before we can plan, such as this needs to be cleaned up, baby included.
This needs to be cleaned up.
He's filthy. Sean wants to do a bit of cleaning before we plan. Both of us actually think better whenever the place is clean, so generally there's at least a little bit of cleanup involved before we sit and try to crunch things out like that. On a good note, we made almost all of our goals for March.
And we're very close to the one goal that we haven't completed.
Yeah, we're only missing one goal, so here's last time's planning session. These were our goals for March. About pages done. Number 2, the intro video. That's our channel trailer that we are still editing. Sean spent a few hours on it already. It's about, what, more than halfway done?
Yeah.
More than halfway done. Update. Get the intro done, update the channel art. We have uploaded every day since March 3rd. Booyah! And we released Learning to Fly on the 27th, last week. So yeah, we're actually making our goals. Woohoo! Time to make more, because it feels good to make the first ones. So now we have to make more to feel even better. Get that camera out of my face.
Have you not eaten in like half an hour?
On a related note, well, it's related to me at least, if you can follow my train of thought. On that movie Nacho Libre, my favorite line is when Esquilito and Nacho are talking in the alley and they just got corn on the cob, and he's like, "Get that corn out of my face."
This outfit right here. Oh, you want to tell him?
This is my favorite of his sleepers it's one of the ones that we chose for him, and it wasn't like a gift or wasn't given by somebody else.
And she saw it the first time. She's like, oh, I have to buy this for Tibbs. There wasn't a whole lot of like impulse buying for him. I think this may have been the only one, but she saw it and was like, I don't even know what he's going to look like, but I know he will be adorable in this. And he is. But guess what? It's 0 to 3 months, and he has outgrown almost all of his 0 to 3 month stuff.
Yeah, a lot of these brands, like, maybe run small, or maybe he's bigger than average. I'm not sure. But
we weighed him today, and we know he's 13.5 pounds, but I don't know, like, lengthwise if he's long. He doesn't have a doctor's appointment for a couple weeks, so I guess we'll find out soon. We'll find out soon.
Pew 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 pew. Boom 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 boom.
Are you vlogging? Tell a story.
This is one of the other few ones that we actually bought on impulse for him. And
Oh yeah, I remember that
he's
one.
so cute in this one, and he wore it a couple nights ago, and he's almost too tall for it.
He'll probably get one
It's
more
not-
night in this,
it's
and
not
then
that they're not wide enough. All of them have space.
all of them have
wide.
like plenty
I
of
think
space.
He's tall,
Yeah.
or at least he's tall for a baby. I don't know.
Maybe you'll just be super tall.
We were just able to put the child to sleep. We've darkened part of the living room so that he'll stay asleep. And now Sean and I are finally getting to dinner and our little planning session.
So, sorry about the light in here. Daddy is cooking and I just put Tiberius to sleep. And now we get to do planning. We tried to start planning 2 hours ago and we just knew it's his wind down time, so...
We've been trying to put him to bed at a more decent hour because for a
For a while
he
his schedule was really erratic.
Well, he was doing the whole newborn, like, I sleep every 3 hours and then I am awake every, so often, and now he's finally getting into a rhythm, so we're trying to
He gets
help
fussy. He gets really happy, like 5 or 6 for like a couple hours. Then he gets fussy right at the end and crashes, and he needs to eat. And then he needs to be sung to until he falls asleep. So, planning.
Out with the old, in with the new. He left number 2 because that's the only one that we did not finish yet, and that's the channel trailer that I mentioned earlier was about halfway done.
I think I'll try and get it done just over the weekend. It's really close to being done. Are these those cage-free potatoes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Something feels this doesn't taste right, though. Is this the vegan meat?
That's the vegan meat. What do you think?
How many Mexicans did you put in the salsa? Tiberius doesn't want to stay asleep. The problem is, he's not really unhappy. He
likes to know that we're there.
We walk over every few minutes, don't even touch him. He looks at us, sees, oh, okay, Mom and Dad are still here, and goes right back to sleep, literally within like 5 seconds.
The last size 1 diaper. Earlier, Sean mentioned that Tibbs is now 13.5 pounds. These size 2s that we're going to actually start at like 12 pounds. Well, 12 to 14, it depends on the brand, but he's close enough with both of them that we are officially moving to size 2s.
Size 1s are just too tight on him now. I'm tired.
It's kind of a bittersweet moment, really. He's getting bigger, faster.
Goal 1. We'll be releasing our next single, You and Me Together, on
April 22nd.
On April 22nd. Number 2, update our brand art across social media. There's a bunch of social media goals, and that's kind of important to us right now because we were really active on social media right up about till Tiberius came and we moved. Since then, we've made a lot of changes from, we weren't even using YouTube at the time, and now it's become one of our main platforms. We've made changes to what we want to do with SylverandZeus and how we're doing it, so we need to update all the art and things like that across our social media. Number 3, clean our socials. That means clean up. We need to look at who we're following. There are people on, like, say, Twitter that we really don't know or interact with and don't need to be following, so we want to clean that up. The links, make sure that everything links back to places like our website and YouTube properly. And then plans, we have basic plans for how we're using most of our socials, but we need to clean up a few of them, especially for Instagram and Twitter. Make sure that we're using them regularly and we know we know how often we're supposed to be posting and things like that.
This guy is cracking me up because he was just looking at me and he pat his stomach, he went like this, and then he like made a finger and he like pointed at me like, you feed me. He really is pretty smart though. He like, when he's hungry, he'll pat his stomach sometimes, or sometimes he'll like
Well,
Put his hand by his mouth or
Some-
do both at the same time.
almost every time he does this, like, rub his belly with one hand while he rubs his mouth with the other hand. Do you need something to go into the one to make the other happy?
Yep, that's what I need.
Number 4 is to blog our vlog. That's because we actually have a blog at SylverandZeus.com, and we haven't been putting our vlog posts on our blog, which we haven't been blogging at all. So we need to go and put the vlog posts on our blog, so our blog actually has something. Blog, 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 blog. Goal 5, we need 3 more backing tracks. We have 2 right now, and we like those. We need some different moods and things like that. You don't want to listen to the same exact backing track every time you turn on one of our vlogs. So we're going to be getting some more soon. Goal 6 is to clean and organize our memory, and that's because we have stuff that's backed up in 5 different places that only needs to be backed up in, 1 place, or maybe 2 places, just in case, It gets annoying when you have a 0.5 terabyte hard drive and it's filled up with, 5 instances of the same program. Oops. Or, as is actually the problem sometimes, you've just saved a file that you've written, then you make a slight change and save a new file that you've written, and then you do that about 10 more times, and all of a sudden you do that to a bunch of different songs, and you end up with a lot of space used up. Songs can take up space fast. Last, but definitely not least, is our daily goal, and that is to comment and be active. There's kind of a story with number 7, and that's we've been watching YouTube pretty much daily for however long. YouTube's been around for a while. There are Minecrafters I'm subscribed to that I've watched hundreds of their videos. We watch daily vlogs like Okay Baby. We can tell you their entire story. We've watched almost all their vlogs. And yet you look at them, and I've thumbsed up maybe 1 in 10, maybe, if I'm being kind, and left maybe 50 comments the entire time I've been on YouTube. And so we're realizing now how important that is to us as people start watching and liking and commenting on things. And so we've gotten so much from so many of these other creators that we actually want to try and be active in their communities. If we're going to watch something, try and thumbs up it and leave a comment letting them know that we liked it. And so that's our daily goal for this month. And of course, we still need to finish the channel trailer. Hopefully that will be coming off the list in the next day or 2. Also, I'm considering telling Natalie that one of her goals for this month is to update this thing, because she keeps telling me,
Shut it.
Look at this. Her belly don't look like that anymore. It's at least half the size since taking berries came. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed today's video, leave a like and consider subscribing. We make these every day and would love to have you come back. So we will see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.